right, it is day 30. I can't believe I've actually been disciplined and committed to learning coding for 30 days. And I've been learning every single day for a month already. I just want to sit down and talk about what it's really been like learning how to code in these past 30 days. This is just me and you discussing how it's been. I started with HTML and that was a breeze, I would say. I did run into some complications, but we all know HTML is very much easier to learn, especially because it's not even really a language. You can't even consider it a coding language. CSS though is considered one, and that was when we ran into a bit of trouble. At first, when it came to certain things in HTML like divs, or when it came to CSS with classes, right, having to put the classes in HTML to be able to target it in CSS, that was a mind blower, right? It was completely a mind blower. Still, I even struggle with some of that to this day. It was a bit overwhelming, and honestly, I didn't think I would have continued. Based on that, I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. Not even just because of the difficulty, but pressure because of the time span I gave myself to learn all of this. And it caused me to be very, very stressed very quickly by week 2. But over time, things started to click. I ended up making 4 projects this month. 2 of them were favorite pages. So I made a page talking about my favorites. The second one was an affirmation page, a restaurant homepage, which was one that I really liked. It was really fun to put the style together, and it taught me a lot about margins, a lot about, being able to separate things, put things to different sides. It was great. It was beautiful. I loved it. Every bit of that one. That one taught me a lot. But after I got the basics down for HTML and CSS, I decided to dabble a little bit into JavaScript. And man, will I tell you, JavaScript is something else. I'm still a beginner, but I have learned how to declare a variable with let, const, and bar. I just didn't want to say bar because I felt like it would have sounded weird. So I had to say it first, then pronounce it. And I even started playing around with some arrays, building them inside of the console just to see if I was doing it correctly, and I was. So I understand arrays a bit based on putting 4 variables in there. I haven't tried putting more yet, so I don't know how that works, but I'm pretty sure you could put as much as you want. Is that right? If that's not right, just let me know. But I was writing simple things like, let favorite movies, and then I would throw favorite movies in there like Shrek. Batman's not my favorite movie, but that was one of them that I wrote for some reason. Like Shrek, Batman, I'm just trying to think of movies, The Forest, Superman, right? I was throwing things in there like that. And then I ended up practicing things like push, which is how you add a 4th variable in there. Then I was also learning things on how you could replace a variable, which you would write movies with, I believe the brackets is what you would call them, the round brackets. Put 0 in there and then equals whatever it is, and then you'll change it. Or you could put 1, 2, 3 to be able to, change whichever one you're trying to change that is in there, because there's going to be 3 of them, 0 from 2. And then lastly, I believe you could do, well, technically 3 because I added the 4th one, right? And then they taught me another thing where you're able to do like -1. I think it's like, it would be favorite movies, then you put the brackets, and then again favorite movies, or no, dot length, my bad. Favorite movies dot length, and then you do, -1, and then that can also target the last variable and replace that one if you need to do that. But that's basically really what I learned when it came to arrays. But let me be real for a second. At first, I was stressing really hard, especially for week 2 and week 3. I was so hard on myself to learn absolutely everything at once. I wanted to be great overnight, and that pressure just made me feel stuck. It was as if I wanted to, in one day, be able to just know everything that needed to be done. And if I couldn't understand something in one day that I was taught, instead of having a breather and being like, you know what, you'll get it when you wake up, I would freak out and stress and not be able to sleep at night because I was afraid that I wasn't built for it. But something ended up changing halfway through, and it was my mindset. I started taking the pressure off, and I started to learn in smaller chunks, which I think is really what helped me the most. When I tried to learn everything at once and think about it all as a whole, it made it very difficult. But when I broke it down to today, I want to specifically learn how to declare a variable, for instance, it helped me so much. For the first time, I wasn't rushing all of the knowledge into my brain, and I was trying to soak it in. and take it one step at a time. Especially too, it's easy to want to rush when you know there's a lot of people that you look around you or on YouTube, or maybe you're in school and you see those kids that know more than you, and it makes you feel like you need to rush yourself to know what they know. But then by then they know more and you got to keep going and going. But it's like, no, I need to move on my pace. I need to move on what helps me learn, not what someone else is doing. And as long as I'm focusing on me and I'm making sure that I'm learning what I want to learn for the day, that is the beauty of it. And when you learn in small chunks, tiny little focused bits, it helps you retain what you were learning way better. Like for real, you will understand it way more deeper than you did the first time if you just take it very, very small at a time. So what's next? Now that I have gotten some real momentum and some confidence with HTML and CSS, this month, May, is going to be project filled. So far, I have already created 2 projects in the month of May. As y'all have seen, it was my choice-driven game project, and then it was my survey form that I had to do for free code camp. But I'm going to continuously make videos about projects starting this month. I'm going to be making sure that I'm building weekly, that there's always going to be something that I'm building. It could be fun, it could be weird, it could be serious, or honestly just random, but I will be creating. That is how I'm going to grow. That's how everyone, says to grow, is by building. So I'm really going to make sure that this month, based on everything that I've learned in HTML and CSS, I'm going to be trying to make things look a little bit different, testing random things out, or maybe, slowly teaching myself different things of CSS to make stuff look more beautiful. But I'm going to be building so much more, man, and I cannot wait. It is going to be amazing. And I will still be learning JavaScript on the side, so don't worry about that. Still going to be reading, still going to be practicing small daily goals, because I don't want to just know the syntax. I want to really think like a real front-end developer for web design. If you ever wanted to learn coding but felt like it is too hard or it will be too late, nah, don't think like that. I started a month ago. And these were some of the projects that I was able to already build so far, having 6 under my belt. I started with no experience, and now I can make real things. Not perfect necessarily, if you've seen my past projects, but real, it works, and I'm not stopping. This journey is only going to be moving forward, meaning I will learn how to make these projects look even better, and make deeper projects that end up eventually working with JavaScript. So stick with me if you're on this journey too. Drop a comment, subscribe, and leave a like if you enjoy these type of videos or enjoy any of these videos that I have on my channel. I'll see you in the next project.